So as you can look by the title and the thumbnail that you've been pressing through to watch this video, yeah, it was something important I want to talk about. It's about a 26-year-old gets sponsored by G Fuel and probably is other things related to gaming YouTube entertainment. The Eckosoldier himself. So what's up, Pixel Gun gamers out there? It's Boston Modern right here, and today we'll be talking about the critique video of Eckosoldier. And we gotta get straight to the point, because it's rather important to talk about right now to figure out what happened with the Pixel Gun 3D, because he's been part of what happened into this development of Pixel Gun 3D, how we ended up right now. So first, let me address the video that he did a long time ago. He was making a video about him having a meeting with the developers, exchanging information about their feedbacks so that they could have a compromise and find a way to improve their game in their own fashion. Now, before, I think I heard it before he made the video or after he made the video, that he addressed with a quote in one of those videos that was spread out there, that he had a direct contact with the developers, so therefore he can take information from what his community, his commenter, his people who comment from his channel into the developers by him taking for example, him taking their comments and take that his information as a feedback to exchange to the developers so they can compromise. In the first run, which is the spiral of this development, in the first run it ended up pretty okay. The developers concluded with a little bit of reworking of the game, for example adding a new architecture system, reworking the game's economy, and another thing, which is the 3-cat spam. Two of them were, of course, people would say yes, two of them are great and one of them is not great. So let's get into those. The hackers have been, and by the way, I'm gonna make it short and compact because I need this video to be an okay time. So the hackers are an issue for the game. It developed into a huge issue where they were breaking the core game, so the developers had to quickly rewrite the game into the new architecture before the game was already dead and they were no longer gonna make money out of it. Secondly, no, not secondly now, but after that, after they did do so, they introduced the ban weight at the time the new architecture was finished, to ban a lot of players. Over 20,000 players were banned because they were merging. They wanted everything because of how hard they felt it was for them to get everything, which is true. The game was made hard because a lot of people use the abuse term "pay to win," which I would rather say so much to pay game instead of pay to win, because it's not like, oh, you paid, you're in the #1 place no matter what. Doesn't matter. You paid for a weapon, but are you really gonna be able to use it? Like, I have a bunch of weapons that people will rather consider paid, and I've been reset from January 6th, and I haven't really been making into this. I haven't really been paying anything. All I did was betting back then, when the betting systems were better than now, where it was more convenient than now, which I rather say. And the second thing was the economy rework. Yes, the economy rework from the shop, having to cost gems, now having to cost coins, which means it's gonna take an eternal time of trading if you guys look at the coins in the shop. But I'm not gonna go to the shop right now because I don't want to make my voice fit into the timestamps. I'm too lazy for that. So if you guys look at the shop right now for a moment and have a look, yeah, the shop is filled with over 1,000 coins, and this is because the developers not only wanted to give those opportunities for a player, but also they needed to make money with their game that they are kept alive. This is their work of art and they want to continue that, of course, but setting the shop up like this right now, it's basically meaning that they want a shop where an average player would rather go for a weapon that fit their taste and just play casually the game while they get money from it, because there are a lot of people who casually play the game. They don't play the game beyond casual time, which is over 2 hours. I play it when I have the enough time for it. That's all I gotta say. That's all I gotta say. But with this economy, you make it to where it takes weeks to get one weapon, and it looks like it takes weeks to get one weapon no matter what, because I don't think they either would spend 2 hours, maybe like less than an hour for the game, and they haven't gotten that much progress because you only give them 4 coins. Yes, before one of those updates, the maximum rewards for a first place play in deathmatch, teamfight, and all of those that give the maximum highest amount of rewards was actually 3. Now they increased it by 1, so that's also a thing you should guys take into notice. And additionally, they added new currencies, and one which is specially mentioned, which is the coupons in the gallery, which enables anyone into getting whatever weapons that they want. And we are getting back into that later. Now let's talk about the scaffolding of the development, the seed of how the development has made it to the game, which actually is the trick at spam. When Eckosoldier were addressing that the trick at spam is an issue because it gives people an advantage, and people who doesn't have that high experience, like don't play in that style, which requires a lot of finger tapping and all of that in a fast pace, they are not going to be able to beat them no matter what. So therefore they make weapons in the battle pass for the players to get it. But that's not the main topic. The main topic is they nerfed the tree cat spam. They nerfed the combo string the way that people used to play back in the days, by adding delays. Delay by default and delay by condition, input output delay, as you guys might call it. Those are the 3 things, and that was the beginning of the developers taking an initiative into the players. Now when we go further, Eckosoldier did address that he is gonna have a direct contact, and he also got a developer's console so he can do like weapon reviews from there. But I haven't but from after a little bit time, I think he might have confiscated that, or he just have the console, but he doesn't really play it. It's either of these. It's just either of these that I think. But what I can say though is, when the developers give him the currency after this their so-called revolutionary time for a little bit time, they gave Eckosoldier the opportunity to have whatever weapon that he wants, no matter what. He can ask the developers to add a little bit more currency of him, and he will get it. People might argue that he may have paid though. You never know. But no, because one of my friends, I was literally wondering after the architecture if there was any currency limit set into the game, into which making the game, it makes you get banned. If you pass, for example, 30,000 coins or 30,000 gems, you just gotta get banned straightforward without further questions, because they assume you as a hacker when you have that much currency. Now, when Eckosoldier bypasses that, more than likely that he gets the opportunities to make videos for you guys who are Eckosoldier fans to watch. And when I mean those videos, I might say specifically review videos, because his review videos are not considered as review videos. Those are rather considered as half-baked weapon casual gameplay video, because one, he only addresses his own information about it, what he means about it, and secondly, he only plays it in like one fashion, like only one loadout. He lacks a lot more information that could have been added into this to make it satisfactory, in my point of view, of calling a weapon review, because that's just half-baked potato right there. What I would have said though is that he didn't write those video in lyrics, he just went mumble rapper. That's all I gotta say for that video. I feel like he only did it for views. Like, he gives them flying colors, and this is why I say you are making it look like a mumble rapper, instead of actually showing you the essence, the necessary information. Because what I mean right here is that you don't have the adequate knowledge, you don't bring the adequate knowledge for taking a review of weapons, so that the viewer who are watching the video will get to know a lot. Of course, if you want to make it compact, so that players who are watching can get to know. So get to know things, a lot of things within a short period of time. Of course, I get that. I do get that, but you gotta bring all of the necessary information for a weapon to be called a weapon review. What style? What does weapon do? What does it affect the community? What does other players think about it? All that, so on. People would argue with different things, but for example, that if you don't have all the weapons to fit like most of the styles, enough weapons to fit most of the styles, then you won't be able to do a review video, which is true. You are limited to the way you are in this game video. We can't do anything with that. We can't just compromise with the developers getting us the same opportunity like Eckosoldier, or else this game would be pretty much imbalanced and more people would be jealous of one person. Of course, there are some people who are like that, but those who might look jealous, those who are jealous might look jealous, but might not be. They want to do a criticism, and we gotta move on, because here's the thing: Eckosoldier does not have the adequate knowledge he doesn't have the experience needed to actually be a figurehead of the community. His videos, including live streams, are only meant for views. He does it only for views. He doesn't really take initiative into reading others' comments and take that into feedback. For example, for the developers to do that, he doesn't do anything of that. He might like only scroll down, he might just randomly scroll down and actually find a couple of comments that he thinks what the community are thinking, or he just force opinions that is more than likely or most likely gonna contradict the way people are thinking, the other people's opinions. And that's the reason why I don't see Eckosoldier as the best figurehead that we are. Neither do I see him as a really good figurehead either. I would rate him like 3 out of 10 if he was going for a figurehead, because he covers too little. He also was the cause of the developers, which we're getting back to now, developing the game into what we are known to right now. The game are taking too much initiative into helping casual players, so the way I think the developers are developing this game is making equilibrium or a balance between the casual player who has a limited skill towards a high knowledge, high skill player that know different varieties of playing the game based on style, power, and greed, or greedy styles or dirty styles. Yeah, those. But in a regular basis, they play on a game style that requires more of your finger tapping into doing so. Yeah, and that was the root of the beginning of the developers taking too much initiative into the paid players. So that now it's gone to the point where those people, because the developers return the weapons, that's gotten to a point where the old players who bought the weapons, who's gotten the battle pass weapons, feel not special, because they are basically not special anymore when peeping commoners can literally get it. Yeah, that's what I mean. But let's get back again. I'm sorry, Eckosoldier, you're just not the man. If you really want to show help for the community, you actually have to read a bunch of comments and take that into consideration into talking to the developers, so that they can develop the game more properly and more fit for most of the people who are living in this game. No need for statistics, no need anything. But when I see when I talk about numbers like many or few or likely, like you might want to argue with statistics that shows some random topic that you want to argue with. Nah, there are some ways that statistics can be implemented, but I don't think there are many in this case that will really show much, because you are the cause that the developers take too much initiative into the casual players from what I've seen so far, and you are not the figurehead that can really help out the community. And this is not a hate, this is actually for constructive criticism to make him decide whether he's gonna really be a figurehead or if he's really just a casual player. As a courtesy of knowledge, he should actually know that he's a casual player who should consider staying away. If he knows it himself, stay away from try to be a figure out of the community just because the developer shows you for YouTube support. Doesn't mean that you're the man needed for the community, especially when you don't know that much and only form opinions based on what you experience yourself and not taking account into what others have written to you. And that's gonna be wrapping up for today's video, guys. If you guys did enjoy, be sure to hit that like button to share some support, and be sure to share this video forward to the Eckosoldier community so that they can get to know a little bit better. This is not a hate video. Quite infuriating for me to know that in this modern age, kids think that criticism is the same as toxicity and hate, which is not. Toxicity and hate and criticism are three different things. Are three very different things. There are no major similarities between them. They are not mutually comprehensible, like something you would say in the language, but whatever. So yeah, what do you guys think about Eckosoldier as a figurehead? Do you think there are more things that you wanna give a constructive criticism of, or what are your thoughts about Eckosoldier himself? Leave down in the comments below. Now I have to wander around and do all of my random stuff for now because of school of that stuff, but I have to address this time where I actually do this video because it's needed. Eckosoldier need to know who he really is gonna be, and so does he need to, so does everyone else need to be too. So yeah, hope you have a great day forward, and I'll catch you guys next time tomorrow with another video, hopefully. Bye bye.